good.
I'll do another one.
Hello, peoples. We being live streamed
Good
somewhere.
evening.
Oh, there we are. I see us.
Peoples.
Wow. We're deep in.
Yes.
Turn my volume.
Well, welcome to another week
Oh,
of the Path of the, Path of the Darksaber series here on the Virtual Cantina Network. My name is Spencer. I'm one of your hosts for the evening, and I am brought with me today, Mr. Dave, our producer. How you doing, Dave?
Hey, the bringer of the feedback. I'm on that.
That's
some of that too.
And our lucky day of the three amigos, Jeff, how are you?
Lucky day, huh? All right.
Would you rather be Ned Needleman?
No, I'm good. I got my new Boba Fett hat I picked up at WonderCon on, so I'm ready to rock. The best episode of Book of Boba Fett is in The Mandalorian.
And the reverse is true.
Yeah, exactly.
That's probably the truth.
Yeah.
As they said in Ghostbusters, yes, have some. Yeah. And Mr. MVO Mark is with us as well. Mark, how are you, sir?
Hi guys, I'm very excited. It's another awesome Thursday night. I can't wait to dive into these episodes.
Yeah, so anything? Oh, I thought it was kind of boring. I mean, I don't know.
Today, yeah, it's been a little slow.
Autographs.
You're chopping up there, son.
What Spencer is trying to say is there might have possibly been some news about autographs today.
Yeah, we've got a good list of new names for Celebration. If you haven't seen this, my crazy notes. The list is growing. It looks really good. It's very Mando heavy. So let's just jump right in with who they announced. First up was Carl Weathers, who plays Grief Karga in The Mandalorian. And of course, we all know him as Apollo from Rocky. He is an expensive signer. And I think there's actually a premium for like boxer shorts and stuff like that. But
so I think that from what I saw in his details is he's not doing anything that's not flat this time.
No,
not even for an extra fee.
Gotcha. So that's usually been a thing at his shows. So I haven't read all the fine print yet. So good note to everyone out there. I know they just published autographs are on sale now. That's actually the other big piece of news. So aside from the extra guests, they announced they're actually on sale now. So you can go to the site, you can see the prices, there's send-ins, and you can see the autograph or the photos selection for the autographs, at least what they currently have. So there's a lot of information.
Good ones too.
Yeah, Anthony Daniels has some gorgeous photos. So there's some cool stuff up there
as well. It has fantastic from animation all the way through the entire saga, which is great.
He's in everything.
And think about this on the pre-orders.
Think about this with Anthony. Those will be table pictures as well, I'm pretty sure. But think about this. Finally going to be able to sign Sky Rise stuff.
Yeah.
Some great Rise photos. So
yep. Just a reminder,
awesome.
Like 2019 Celebration was in April. The movie had not come out yet. So we weren't able to bring any of the Ep9 signers or actors, and we didn't have any Ep9 content for them to sign, and there was no Mandalorian. So all of this is really new Celebration-wise. So even though a lot of these actors have done other conventions between now and then, this will be their first celebration. So this is Carl Weathers' first celebration. And continuing in that vein, Emily Swallow was also announced. This will be her first celebration. That's the Armorer. You hear me talk a lot of smack about her character on this show. She's delightful. I do want to see the Armorer get hers though in the end. So she'll be there, and she's also Book of Boba Fett. So if you're looking at cast pieces, it's a Book of Boba Fett situation and a Mando situation. And of course that action figure looks really cool too. Also from Mando is Katie Sackhoff, who we brought in 2019, back when she was still just in Rebels and Clone Wars. So now she's in 3 different parts of the saga. That's Katie, of course, our character is Bo-Katan Kryze. D. Bradley Baker, who I also brought in 2019. He's in everything: Clone Wars, Rebels, Bad Batch.
He is everything.
He's awesome.
Bad Batch.
He does all of the Bad Batch characters basically, and along with him, Michelle Ang, who I know you were very excited about, Spencer. Omega from Bad Batch.
Omega.
Yep.
Inga.
Yeah.
So very cool that she's going to be there. So 2 animated characters so far, plus Ahsoka with Ashley Eckstein. And then the other 2, some returning old time favorites. Dickie Beer, who is one of the OG Boba Fett's from Return of the Jedi. Obviously, Jeremy is no longer with us. So I'm glad that we have some OG representation for Boba Fett. And then Amy Allen continuing their celebration of episode 2, Attack of the Clones. She plays Jedi Isla Sakura. And she signed for Top Slot, as did Dickie Beer. So these are all great, across the board, great people. I like all these people, and I'm excited that all of them are going to be there to, like, this is your time to start a cast piece for Mando if you haven't already. Like, it's coming together.
Nice.
Now, having put together the autograph hall for 2019, I mean, some of these names that you have right there, were these some of the names that you wanted to bring in for 2020 if that would have happened?
Oh, for sure. These are all people that you can see from the list. Many of them were in the Mandalorian season 1 trading card set for Tops that we were working on. So a lot of them had overlap with who we would have brought to the hall. Like, obviously Carl, he signed for us. Emily signed for us. And I'm saying us Tops when I worked there. Going back to some of the other people on the list, like Omid Abtahi, who announced a week ago, he was the first signer that we actually got for The Mandalorian. He was our kickoff when we started, like, the individual autographs as the show was coming out weekly. That was a whole process we were doing with that. The Tops Now cards that were associated with the show. And I'm friends with his agent, Lainey. She's fantastic. He was on my list of people to bring. We had Giancarlo, obviously Daniel Logan. You got to bring him to everything. And now that he's in Book of Boba Fett, even more so. So, I'm loving the way this is coming together. And there are a lot of people on here that were on my list as well. The only one that I wouldn't have known about, Carrie or Michelle, because they were from new content streams that hadn't started yet by the time, in 2020.
Right.
So yeah, so some great stuff with there as far as that. Remember, right now you could everybody that was sold out a couple of hours ago are back up again. So if you're looking for those names, you can purchase them now, autographs, photo ops. Here's something to keep in mind. We've been getting a lot of comments from people is, first and foremost, the one great thing about Epic Ops is as soon as the schedule for Celebration comes up there, they allowed you to manipulate your schedule a little bit to see what times were available around what panels you may potentially be trying to go to. Also, I'm pretty sure that what they'll do, for example, if you're going to get D. Bradley Baker and you want to do a cast photo op for Bad Batch, you could do an add-on later on with Michelle, because they'll probably panel being hosted by David Collins, which is fantastic. Saturday, a Mandalorian season 3, which is absolutely incredible. And the predictable panel, kickoff panel, is going to be a D+ Superfest with Kenobi stuff, which is incredible. We all predicted that going in with, moving Kenobi to Friday, that something was going to probably happen Thursday as a lead-in. So there you go. We got a lot of great stuff, great panels, great autographs, great photo ops. Get your stuff now, because as you can see, God knows how much after that.
Apparently, I think the gist of that is, if they're going to sell out in the first less than 12 hours,
it's like
they're gonna sell out. Even if they add some more, probably gonna sell out before the end of May.
And here's something else something else I also saw as well, is that Ashley's regular con price is $100 with a $20 upcharge. Word quote 125. Right there alone, it's saying to me you get the premium up top. Now, I'm not confirmed there, but that's just what my mentality is that you're going to get the premium with them, and it's going to be subjective whether or not they'll be able to do quotes or not. But with Ashley's case, if you are asking for something like I Am No Jedi, which is in all of Rebels and all Clone Wars, I just absolutely adore that line. I actually got her to sign that when I met you, Mark, at New York Comic Con 2018, when she did the 50 free signers at the open con that day. I was one of the first. I was with Frank, got her to write that. She's like, "Oh my God, not many people asked for that." I'm like, it's an incredible line. Why not?
Yeah,
but
it's one of my favorite all-time moments
if I'm
in
a
all
betting
Star
man,
Wars.
I'd probably say something that might happen, and they're offering premium because of that. Couple other things just want to quickly talk about before we get into a recap and go into. So as I mentioned, on Tuesday night at the Virtual Cantina Happy Hour, and in a post, as everybody knows, our good friend and family member, and if we ever had a Virtual Cantina Hall of Fame first round ballot number 1, Kevin Thompson, is going to be signing on Autograph Hall. However, here's the good news. Kevin Thompson will be signed at the Bunta Eve Cantina, which is fantastic. The stipulations is that Kevin can only sign his book, which is called My Journey to Endor. Thank you very much, Vanna White. On top of, he'll be able to sign our incredible 11x17 poster, which we're very excited about, and any non-Star Wars property. So he was in Weird Science.
Bust out your Blade Runner
He was
stuff.
in the garbage. He was in Blade Runner. He was in Always Sunny.
Science.
So yes, I'm so getting a Jabba the Chet the Hutt picture signed by Kevin, because I love that scene. I mean, come on, we're children of the 80s. Who doesn't love that movie? John Hughes classic. So Kevin will be able to sign for us, which is absolutely incredible. And then later on, Kevin's going to MC Alderaan Idol.
Oh, that's awesome.
You got 4 days to get your videos in. One of Alderaan Idol, we're accepting videos for the next 4 days. So please get them in. We're getting some really, really great content for our show on the 19th of April. Also, I announced I was on the Skywalking Through Neverland show yesterday, which is aired today. We announced a couple of the drinks that we're going to have for sale at the Bunta Eve Cantina, one of which is going to be Villainy. We're also going to have 2 tiki drinks, one called the Mandalorian Mai Tai and a non-alcoholic version called now here's a great thing about it is if you purchase one of the tiki mugs from Dominic Pace featuring Gecko, or bringing your own tiki mug, you will get a discount off of any of the tiki drinks that night, which is pretty awesome. Also, we're going to have
not just any tiki mug.
It could be any tiki. It doesn't have to be Dominic's tiki.
Oh, that's even better.
Oh, Very nice.
I'm getting that tiki. I'm so excited about that.
Some cool artwork.
The Liquid Schwartz Kamikaze shot, which is going to be on that one. Also, another thing is Autograph Alley. Author's Corner. We're going to have Kevin and Tracy Thompson sign there, and a couple of his other items, and Rachel Kowalski is going to have debut at the Bunta Eve Cantina. And here's the kicker. Craig Miller also did the forward for that book. So you can get Craig to sign it. What was that?
Dual signing. You were breaking up. I was trying to help.
Yes.
He's trying to fill in the gaps.
Thank you very much. Yes. So a lot of good stuff here going on. We hope to see you there. We hope to also see you at the Not So Virtual Cantina night at the Anaheim Hilton lobby bar. Jeff put up some great pictures of the bar yesterday, and I think we're taking it over, which is going to be pretty awesome. But remember, our page goes full frontal Mandalorian, as we like to call it, on the 20th, on 420. But we will allow posts for Celebration and May the 4th as well. But with that in mind, Dave, anything on the VCN?
VCN is, your international news desk, intergalactic news desk, will be up shortly following the conclusion of this show. There's only so much bandwidth at my house, but we will have that uploaded. The more than yours though, but so we'll have that international news desk up. If for those of you who might be traveling or know some friends that are traveling from overseas, point them in the direction of the news desk. Many questions answered. And we will be having new episode of the Unifying Force up this Sunday coming. And there's more. Second Monday of the month is coming. So we will have another episode of Celebrating Autographs. I know Frank is going to get into the news that we've had for this past week and beyond, is talking more. What do you want to know about getting your autographs from these people, from booking them ahead of time, getting your photo ops, and then getting them signed, the timing of that sort of thing? How do I get them signed? How do I protect them? What do I do? So, watch the page for the and join us live. And you don't have to give us questions ahead of time. We will field questions on the fly as we go. So join us for those. Spencer.
Rosie Frozer.
Oh no, I lost him. He
He
is
gone.
carbonated.
Oh, and he disappeared.
Carbonated.
It's right there.
He'll be back. He's got the worst internet in the galaxy. That's the problem.
He truly does.
I'm very excited about Frank's show coming back, because that's one I always tuned into, especially when I was at Tops, and I was a guest on that a couple times, including earlier this year. So
Nice.
I'm excited to see what he's going to talk about next. People used to ask me all the time, like, how do you store your autographs? How do you protect them? How do you carry them around with you?
Goes in depth.
Yeah, I love that stuff, because I always have like a carrying case with me with plastic sleeves, and I would have the penny sleeves and a hard sleeve, and then a book to like carry. I was like a lunatic.
Right.
And then of course now they're just like sitting in bookshelves, Not a lot of them are displayed. But I also know a lot of people photograph their autograph or photocopy their autographs and display the copies, so the originals stay in like protected, temperature control. They don't get the UV light protection. It's like a whole thing. Everyone's got their own method for that kind of madness.
Right.
Yes. Also, I was about to say before I got unceremoniously booted, is next Wednesday on the VCN, we have the first edition of that Star Wars Funko show, which is going to be really, really, really fun.
Nice.
And we got a special announcement at the end of tonight's broadcast, which will be very, very cool. So with that in mind, Mark, why don't you get us up to speed as where we are right now in the path to the Darksaber?
Yes. So before jumping into the Darksaber specific stuff, I want to remind everyone where we actually are in the season. Mando Season 2 is a wild adventure of side quests. The main purpose of Season 2 is to get Grogu back to the Jedi. If you remember at the end of Season 1, the Armorer